They talk to the director of operations coordination of operations na the anti-corruption commission ACC we na Kaifala Amara. We go talk about the World Anti-Corruption Day we na today December 9, and since 2003 we will leader them past the United Nations Convention Against Corruption. They don't celebrate the International Corruption Day December 9 every year, and this year not an exception. And the day for the purpose of this day now for highlights the need for collaboration in the fight against corruption and private sector involvement. How we don't tell like now the country for the year 2024 inside the fight against corruption make we get Kaifala Amara, that coordinator of Operation ACC. I want to welcome you now the program. Good morning and welcome to the program. Good morning, Salon Kaifala.
Thank you very much, Mr. Kamara, and thank you very much the people of Sierra Leone for listening.
Today na the International World Corruption Day, and is it when they celebrate or commemorate?
Well, we are celebrating because we get very good reasons for celebrate as Sierra Leone and as ACC in Sierra Leone.
What when they celebrate?
We celebrate all of the achievements we don't actually bag as a commission and as a country ever since we get the Kaifala versus Gobi administration. Before
we come to the day celebration, what they celebrate and some achievements them we you say we don't make na the anti-corruption commission. What are the latest in the fight against corruption? Well, I mean in terms of cases then.
Well, of course, we get a lot and lots of things to talk about. Of course, in the conviction rates don't soar up very heavily. We from 2018 to now we don't convict about 54 people, and some of whom don't actually pay back fines. We don't get fines paid. Remember when in 2019 we get the game changer reform in the legislative structure of the anti-corruption of the fight against corruption in Sierra Leone. We actually ensure say for the one day we take bribe and the one day we involved in misappropriation, they therefore do restitution in addition to the fines or the sentences where they will receive in the court. So what's happened now that now from that date to now, from the enactment to now, we don't get about 900,000 loans. I mean new loans in fines, and we don't get about 800,000 new loans in restitution. But remember also in that game changer reform, we actually get to do an amendment to what we will do with people them where we get evidence against, especially after investigations. There was an amendment to section 89, especially 89(2). First, even say if the commissioner no say case day against somebody, you go to court. But now you either go to court or you settle out of court, and you realize say the settlement out of court don't bring a very great game changing position, not only in Sierra Leone but on the continent of Africa.
Okay, so how unaki arrive for le unadu out of court settlement with somebody we mix bank corruption?
Well, it's clear. When we get the evidence, we present them to you, and that one then at the discretion of the commission, headed by the commission. I will present the evidence to you with an indictment attached. And tell you, say, this is it. This is what we have found. Say, you don't misappropriate or you don't thief. What do you want? We go to court or you want to settle out of court? But now, just so that the settlement out of court is not going to be some kind of thing where they work on sponge, we make them such that it's a punishment that's almost equal to what you will have in court. Remember the objective of the fight against corruption now in Sierra Leone. Now for ensure say where you thief, we strip you of what you thief. Plus waiting that if they add to you, we strip you and give plastic bag and send you back into the community. When we send you back into the community, that kind of way it's more effective. It's in fact the most powerful public education tool that one they would use right now. So now, if for any reason you choose for settle out of court, you actually pay back all what you thief plus at least 10%, and in addition to that, you get for recuse yourself from holding public office for at least 3 years. And that one day they go in the form of an agreement will go be lodged with the commission. That is to say, but then some people will say in the past, if we not be done like reform the laws, some people will want to try and chance the court. Say, well, I'll go no more. But now what's not happen at the fact say when you go to court and we go to court with that kind of evidence, we'll say for instance you don't thief 1,000 loans or 1 million loans. When we go to court, if the court find you guilty, say you don't thief the 1,000 loans, in addition to your sentence, you pay that 1,000 loans first, what's in the call in law restitution. you dey pay always you thief first. So you find out, say, when the commissioner came in 2018, Francis Ben Kaifala, and he made a speech to the commission and to the country, he tell the country, say, he no come for shadow box. He come for make corruption a high risk and low return venture. So in essence, now anyhow you take another, you take this, you lost, you take this, you lost. In the fight against corruption, there is no win for the thief. There is no win for whoever gets involved in corruption, and there is win-win for the state and the people of South.
All right, una don't reach in any point wherein una go do out of court settlement and same way so prosecute the person.
Well, if we do out of court settlements, except you breach on out of court settlement,
because the reason why I ask now that if out of court settlement continue, some man go say, "Lad, do it here, do." Then later we will settle them and go about my normal business.
In fact, the out of court settlement, remember, it is at the discretion of the commission first off. But second, you get for no for say the out of court settlement is not a win for the person who gets involved in corruption. Do you know why? Because we go for the jugular. Always, let me assume, say you don't have some office, you don't thief over a period of time. They don't accumulate this theft to 10,000 10 million new loans. Sincerely, except otherwise, but that 10 million new loans, say in a period of 3 years, you know, we'll get all again at the time where so we can't kick you. And remember, they strip you off, they pay all of that, and they so sometimes if you don't build house, you get for sell you house. If you get motorcar, you get for sell you motorcar, you get for do everything, go your bank account for full up that one day, and the 10% at least will go put on top. And remember, say, by the time you do all of that one day, you have nothing left. Okay. And if you have nothing left, will they send you back in the community? Who say you there? Who say you they drive Range Rover? Who say they drive big boy? Will they send you back in that community with plastic bag in your hand and slippers in your foot? Sometimes a boxer you well. Which public education tool more effective than that one day in the fight against corruption?
Now, Kaifala Amara, I take you back. You say since 2019 to date, we don't convict 59 people of
about
corruption.
54.
54.
Yes.
Okay, 54 people convicted. When you say convicted, what do you talk about?
That then can you go to court, they find you guilty.
Who are them people here?
Oh, of course,
The program, now good morning, Salud, the country from 98.1 FM, and today we get Kaifala Amara, coordinator of operations for the ACC. Today na the International Anti-Corruption Day, and they look at the fight against corruption na Salon as they join other countries them according to them for celebrate and say they don't get plenty reason for celebrate. Yes, Kaifala Amara.
Well, whereas I not get the data of the people that who don't convict now, but some from the top of my head, very recently when I say we don't convict, Salim, we been there na EcoBank, we don't be bank staff, EcoBank. So that one party convict them. We convict a registrar na Kenema, who convict. Of course, the data where we get for them convictions, and they are 54 people over the period of time.
Now, when you talk about conviction, you talk about Salim, you talk about one na Kenema. Somebody go say the corruption, the huge amount of money can lose now offices them we get political connection, for instance, political appointees. How many of them get convicted in this one list?
Well, from 2018 to now, of course, you remember one time we get the Ministry of Information. Then Ministry of Information, we convict Ministry of Information. We convict we convict two people them day, a very high personnel and another person that be senior accountant in the Ministry of Information. So they got convicted. But now, this issue of the fact of the talk say, money they get lost in offices we get political connections. Come on, with data we develop now, we generate now, we evolve now, don't they show a different trend? See, for instance, in a private bank, we will not get no public officer with somebody sitting there, not to even director, not to even prominent person at the bank. He's not a deputy manager. He's not even any senior position at the bank. But now in desk, he's able to organize the swindling of state funds to the tune of over 34 million new loans. That's 34 billion loans. That's unprecedented. And
the allegation against the Anti-Corruption Commissioner that perhaps they can convict people elsewhere, but sitting government officials or current government officials always they go escape or scot-free. How most of them una convict among these 54 we na sitting government officials at the moment?
Well, I cannot give you the figures off my hand, but every sitting government official or every official who don't take to court, who don't convict them. Okay. That's what I will tell you authoritatively. The idea say, we in the fight against corruption, in the current administration, we don't know colors, we don't know boundaries. Whosoever the radius point now they will go. So as a matter of fact, and in with prosecution, we get top-notch prosecutors to the extent that if we decide, say, when the decision is taken that you go to court, when you go to court, you can hardly go scot-free.
All right.
Hardly go scot-free. So I will tell you, whereas I cannot tell you the number of public officials where we don't convict. A number of them, of course, we have convicted, but I don't want to give you figures that are not correct because I don't have them here. Okay. But I will tell you authoritatively and with certainty that every public officer who we don't take to court has gotten convicted.
Okay. Now, people can say corruption are corruption, whether big or small, not corruption. But again, people can say the people that we anti-corruption commission can pull strength power. Now people that we not get for do it, political position and other things. Them, as you mentioned, say all the people them we na political people we don't go na court don't convict. Who than them people here again?
But of course, I don't tell you, say, I cannot name them off my cuff, but I've told you that all public officials from 2018 to now, we don't carry to court, we don't end the matters, they have gotten convicted. But now, to say Anti-Corruption Commission, not they go after people in political office, no, that's not true. The Anti-Corruption Commission has investigated the office of the First Lady.
Investigate and then nothing will come out of that. That the allegation.
For say investigate and nothing will come out of, I will sound a little derogatory. Okay. Investigations, the cardinal focus of investigations, now for prove or disprove an allegation. Not so for investigation, not mean to say where you go, you get to go prove say this positive. Investigation, the cardinal position of investigation. And remember, at the Anti-Corruption Commission, our investigators are top notch. They are very professional, and what we do is actually in adherence to international standards. So we investigated the office of the First Lady, and it was proven that the allegation against her was not correct. And we came back to the people of Sierra Leone. We tell them say the allegation not correct. We investigated the first chief minister, and if we prove say the allegation against him not correct. In fact, they say the chief minister we get some money and credit card na some bank. We check the bank. Yes, he had taken a credit card, but then nothing had been loaded thereupon. They say it take bribe of about 1 million new loans now, or that kind of thing. It was not correct. We came back to the people of Sierra Leone. The scoop now the office of the president, the person with whom the president speaks almost every day, we organize meetings and everything for the president. In the heart of the presidency, in this current government, we investigated her. Okay. And we found that the allegations against her, if you get some OSM where you go tell thank you for now TV Joshua in church. And of course, we saw that when it came to our knowledge. We actually zoomed in, investigated whether in fact that host and property that we been get now during this period on a corrupt, out of corrupt practice. We realized that she had been working for long, and she actually acquired those properties using her own very legal money. And we came back to the people of Sierra Leone, tell them say, waiting in the talk so not so true.
All right, as anti-corruption, workman, una concern of some of them concerning how the public they raise against una?
Of course. Now, because we concern, look, the people of Sierra Leone, now them we responsible to. All what when they do so, now people's taxpayers' money that they take pay. What it make you feel to say anything what they do and anyhow we they go, we they call the press, we they call the Fourth Estate, for let we tell them, because that's not the means through which we will disseminate with information to the people. And besides that, with public education department, they go to the people, even down to communities, to tell them what we do and how we they do, what we they do. That now for sure say we not only concerned about waiting and the talk, then feedback, we also get a responsibility for ensure say we address their feedbacks and go back to them with how we don't address their feedbacks for the way forward in the fight against corruption.
Now, you make mention of the office of the president when I don't investigate the scope itself. But when you look at the allegation of the falsified receipt, as mentioned by the Auditor General, now one way the ACC not be update the public whether or not they be investigate them. Una in any way investigate this matter?
But we came to the public. We came back to the public. That was the time when we they investigate the of course when we they investigate the scoop. You understand? The allegation come. I think about that time. I can't quite recall because it's quite some years now. The allegation come. I think about that time, and whatever it is that we have done, If you don't know, if you have not been following, go to the website. Now the website will get everything, including press releases and press statements that we don't make in regard what we don't do.
When I investigate that matter,
I am sure we did. I am sure we did.
No.
Off my cuff, I cannot say, but I am sure we did.
What about this allegation of the couple for Yabas, now the Minister of Agriculture? Now one way make a very it been go around at the public.
Of course, that investigation, we don't go far, Panam, and I believe so. We don't complete them. It should be either with the prosecutors to actually decide now, or something like that. But of course, we investigate them. You mean the Yabas with them for do na Lunge and somewhere in the north? Oh yes, investigations are on it.
Mr. Amara, people on our Facebook page concerned about cases. One get for do with the Chansky building. Waiting at the status of that particular case.
Well, the Chansky building matter. Of course, the people of Sierra Leone go know or remind them. Say we don't take them to court. The prosecution we don't present their own case. The defense we don't present their case. They don't close their case. The file don't get withdrawn for judgment. So all we wait now notices for the day of judgment. So like what they say, we wait for Yamal Kiyamat in the Chansky matter right now.
All right. So almost cases then presently in a court with the Anti-Corruption Commission they prosecute.
Of course, we get a number of cases. I will say certainly I don't have the data here now, so I cannot mislead you. But we get quite a number of cases in the court. But one good thing we don't happen are the fact here. With the strategic establishment in collaboration with the judiciary of the special court on corruption, the anti-corruption court, you realize we matters them, most of we matters them now, they go very fast. Now then very complex one them, we get to do with plenty arguments, etc. Now them something can take some time. But the first time we matters in the take 3 years, 4 years, 5 years in a court, no, we matters in the take so again. And they go faster now than ever before. It's
concern we don't the commot generally get for do with the relationship of workman them na the Anti-Corruption Commission with government official, wherein say the way how they can see some government official and workman them na the Anti-Corruption Commission then get questions say that they ambog then work or maybe they're not going to prosecute. For example, we see we are in during the time where the ACC boss Francis Kaifala married, we see the relationship with him and government official the way now most of them be in groomsman and other things them. On a concern?
Well, let me say this. You see, Sierra Leone is a very small country. If we really draw the Sierra Leone tree, you understand? The family tree for Sierra Leone, you go realize that everybody in one way or the other related to somebody, to the other person. That not mean to say we will get with different job then, like you get your broadcasting job for doing for do I get my own work for do fight corruption and not for fair time. We can be brothers, but discipline is discipline. And what they do so, we get rules of engagement. We can be best of friends. Of course, me as prosecutor, I don't prosecute people them when I'm a family people, when I friends them, so to speak. Where now some circles I know them. I don't prosecute them. But at the end of the day, like for instance, once I been prosecuting military personnel, I had known him, big person at the military. I knew him, but then I had to prosecute him. He knew that what thing I be they do, not the line of duty, and he got convicted. So for hobnob with people, not to issue, not the list of the issues then that one day. And one thing where we need for know about the commissioner. He hobnobs with you today. Tomorrow you have a problem. You come now in seat. You cry so the pull tissue you give him. Then they show you back within at the goal. He does his work dispassionately. It no matter who that we rub skin with. We don't mean to say because you work na the Anti-Corruption Commission, you for be enemies with Mr. Kabara. No, we are not enemies. We are still friends. We can hang out if we choose for hang out. We can collaborate with we want to collaborate. That's in the social sector. But then make sure say when you come back to your office, you do what you for do. Because if you cross the line, you don't cross the line. There is nothing we can do but for do a job. So that you see government officials, some of them government officials and they not childhood friends of the commissioner. And not so because you don't become commissioner and you say, well, this be party when I'm a childhood friend, I know Sabi am again, not to be party again. No, come on. That's not the way it is done.
But somebody go say you go limit the public appearance you and some of them party because especially if you and this is a childhood friend, the relationship become cordial and they show a public they go begin get doubts that if he gets issue, no go able to investigate am.
In fact, on the contrary, on the flip side, when you actually show who that a party and the public know who that a party, that's a hallmark of transparency. Transparency not just mean to say what you do na your job, now if you can show. Even who that you hobnob with, let the world know say you hobnob with them.
Okay.
For instance, everybody in this world know for say like the commissioner Francis Ben Kaifala and the minister responsible for information. That childhood friend, if I college them, they call them Aki and Popo.
A global prosecutor
So
issue come up.
Of course, if Chernobyl crossed the line, he'll be prosecuted. The only thing is that the commissioner will recuse himself. Because certainly, not in party. Even me, when Sudan Naya. Granted, I work for the Anti-Corruption Commission. If for any reason, any of me fumble, say for instance, when my daddy been there alive, he was a public officer of the Bank of Sierra Leone. Let us say be involved, Father forgive in corruption. And they tell the commission, say this and my papa, I don't want to forget anything for do any investigation. You recuse yourself. That's what professionalism calls for. Okay. So to be friends, oh come on, it's really nothing. So in fact, to show your friends is a hallmark of transparency.
At this moment, people will trust the ACC in the fight against corruption.
Pass mark. If any time the way people will trust the ACC in the fight against corruption are now. But come on, would they see international indices? Would they see even local indices? The one we Carl do in 2019. You realize say people that Sierra Leone the belief and trust they get by the commission is very huge. Okay. When you see Transparency International, they do them in the indices. You realize, for instance, time there was where the prevalence of corruption in Sierra Leone have been 70%, 2015, 2016. Now it don't reduce to 40% or even below when the next will come on. And the belief where people will get by the government and the people of Sierra Leone and the commission in the fight against corruption by TI indexes. Then they low, about 40 or there about below percent. Now it's over 66%.
Kaifala Amara.
So if there is time to trust the commission, ever and now.
I think the fight against corruption are a tough task. To some extent, we don't make progress. But how other countries they fight corruption in the world, I think we still be enforced. But the progress is now we see like ACC they retrieve money there, plenty of cash, very good for the nation. Also we see public officials like if they see post in the video, how they call it, they see that fear in there. Police and corruption open like today the corruption be too open, everybody they boast of them. But now with the mentioning of ACC any other institution, we they see civil servants they free. But the lack of progress more like na the top hierarchy, because we all know Nasalo we need certain thing that if you not get the connection, you need to get some. Take like the passport office for legal passport, something then go see officially at 3 working days. But if you not do what you're supposed to do, sometimes you go to till 1 month. Other government institutions.
Corruption. Now I know the baddest thing in a country where they grip country, they make country they grow. So if country they way corruption plenty. Number one, the hardship in they make national anthem. Then two, the country they grow. All the activities then because of corruption, one they no more than they before now then they benefit all the masses then they suffer. So corruption now one of the baddest thing in a country. I think they will not for encourage. So for minimize, because you not go able to eliminate corruption. Now minimize it. Number one, they pay the workers then well. Because we pay worker well, if you involve in corruption, they put it on a Panama road. But if you not pay them well, what you go fishing go happen? You go most thief. And that thief there some man also be thief small. What if 300 people then they eat in the go take and you want convert them for being you?
For fight corruption as alone, it's not easy. Though we see people that talk say how we make progress in terms of corruption, how we don't see commissioner don't go see that kind of huge money we pass how many billions. But for me, corruption, the art for fights at this country. We don't see agencies there, we don't see offices there. We they go for documents we now come and see for give you pass the other way back. And all anything they did not tell well. When they don't say that it's straight the system, every office, every institution for do what's in is right, but the corruption is too much in Sierra Leone. We go try, but for now, as he said, we still there behind.
Corruption at this country, we don't really monitor the citizens. fix them. Corruption they everywhere, and we the poor one them on we they suffer for corruption. In terms of education, because if corruption plenty in our country, I believe say waiting for reach the layman, you know the richer. One man go see it all, and you know fine. For always the thing about the layman where they over and how he they cope with his family. Down there where they into corruption, let them for the rest of the day. One grand they no more say let you know eat, let you know watch TV, let they not dark, let they not blackout, let you just they no that one day let you know say people they go through a lot, but they not go do it. But really people they suffer. Because see where everybody for eats one man they hold on to it. If you get love for you country, you have to put the country first. No say anyhow you say they you have for one day left day.
Salon will make no progress for fight against corruption. Oh, I go fight corruption. We talk the truth. We say this way they do say wrong. They hold you, they lucky. So you don't see country corrupt. All side corruption. They civil society now all side corruption. They boku. And they pack and they boku. All side corruption. They. If you ask me for corruption, and this is hard for answer.
Sierra Leone na account you say they see clip to manage them. They celebrate as champions because of their ill-gotten wealth. Sierra Leone has made significant progress in fighting corruption, but there is still work to be done. It has been said that one of the major reasons for Sierra Leone's initial failures in the fighting against corruption was the Anti-Corruption Commission. Them lack of prosecutorial power to independently enforce the laws of corruption. So the fight against corruption at Sierra Leone so something way easy because on a day office there you want a document, you know they get this document out all the time where you want them. Okay, so salon for fight corruption here is not easy. But they agree that they say that they make progress, but still we know they see. And the office of the anti-corruption need for do something. Fight of corruption at Sierra Leone for me, I know see where they go before. Still we need for do more for the fight of corruption.
Well, that's na people na the street of Freetown. I mean, they talk to the democracy, but waiting and think about the fight against corruption na the country. Kaifala, very concern for people.
Yes. I thank the people of Sierra Leone, and like we say, we the lead in the fight against corruption. But every Sierra Leonean an anti-graft fighter is a one-man statement or an epitome of the fight against corruption. We see this translate now. That corruption not done in Sierra Leone? No. If corruption be done in Sierra Leone, you get the Anti-Corruption Commission at all. But that the efforts with the Anti-Corruption Commission they put into the fight against corruption in Sierra Leone, how is it? It is huge, and it translates even in the views and the perceptions of the people. You realize, say, in fact, somebody be the compare say, if na first time, public officers they do them in the open, which is not to say they are not doing it. But then now when they hear the Anti-Corruption Commission, it send a chill on their spine. And in fact, like the Bible say, it say the fear of God is the beginning of wisdom. You understand? The consciousness that corruption bad. Now the very beginning of the downtrend of corruption in any society for the good of the people. And that is the path that Sierra Leone has taken. We were not on that path before. Now we really did on that path, and we are rolling down that, we are rolling on that path with a view to ensuring that Sierra Leone come to a point. Look, as we talk right now, Sierra Leone now one of 6 countries in Africa where the world applaud. As we talk, where the world applaud, say that they do very great things in the fight against corruption.
Right.
One of 6 countries.
Okay, before we can look at the strategy against the fight of corruption in the country, we see recently una the exhibit a lot of money them we una the take from people. What is the essence of that?
Well, the showcasing of the money then they now for really show the people of Sierra Leone how hard-hearted some Sierra Leoneans are. Like in the very last one, for instance, just one person sitting at the center of a syndicate, 34 billion, over 34 billion old loans they go. That one day enough for actually give the yearly budget allocation to at least 3 or 4 small MDAs. One grand person or one set of people just a thief that one day. We show that one day for let we tell the people of Sierra Leone how hard-hearted some people are, how bad some people are, how many, and that one day remember na be money when na be taxpayers' money, how many schools they don't day uncompleted, how many hospitals they not completed, how many places of public services when they not completed simply because one person they sit down and thief all that money. We they show them money then they let the people they know for say This na reality. Not to just talk with the talk. When we say we really they pull the money at the people they hand, we they crepe and come on at them body, let them see say we they crepe and come on at them body for the good of the country.
What's next when I don't receive the money?
Sorry?
What's next after when I receive the money?
Of course, the law we they work on the law and the law clear. When we get the money there, we're not to receive with the receiver. Now go with the go for them. For receive means to say they don't know what they can give you. We now go with the go for them. You thief we go after you, creep and come on at your body. Oh Brian, the law say with the key to the state through the consolidated revenue fund.
All right. Now, this particular person we do a syndicate of 34 billion copper. What's the status of this particular individual? Is it that a day on bail or on a still investigator?
No, they don't convict him. In fact, when they convict him, apart from the money what we they receive, we don't receive, we they receive from the bank outside the work. When they don't convict them, all the money we see on an account, the state confiscates all to, the court confiscates all to the state. The only thing where they left now that one they find out say he get for pay debt of about 250,000 new loans, then he get for pay in lawyers them. So them money then they pull out when they create the money then they come on an account and then one they don't know what they give, so then one they get for pay and in lawyers them. One account they where even get 800,000 new loans. One other account there you get like 120,000 new loans. You get some other money in some account them. All the account then they.
All the money be in an account or some
all the money that no, well we don't really see any money in our house. Remember this person are on our way, we don't on our way.
Okay.
When this thing happen, you on our way go Dubai. You know, it did Dubai. But because the commission is strategy now for actually strip you and ensure say you not get life for breathe where you thief people the money. What did the commission do? We freeze all the account them and not get access to any money.
Okay.
The money where it take go Dubai, don't nine hand, it begin big. So in lawyers they go meet the commissioner. Commissioner say like come, but we come at the charge him. Look the charge sheet now, look the look the indictment now. He came because you know go then up in country this trade before the car he can't like die. So at least they go bury some side. So he came and we don't notice all them accounts and day before you go and make we don't tight not the screw them. So we suffocate him. He came back. That's one powerful strategy against the fight against corruption in the country right now. Okay. He came back and those accounts are frozen. He's been convicted, now he's a convict. One, he's not going to forget employment again inside. Just no. Because no bank, no go employer.
So that account then they won't freeze. Is it a day on time frame or on everlasting?
No, we don't, come on. If we don't freeze your account, you get let's say you get 100,000 new loans on your account. We don't pull all commodity. All waiting they will take us in a corruption money, and that was what the court did. So they pull all day. If you want now, after this conviction, you go begin put new money there. That one day will not get for go after them again until we go get for see you another time say you involved in corruption. But the one we did it first that is stating on, so they pull and commodity.
Today that International Corruption Day. Kaifala Amara, when I get any local team or not the international team?
Well, yeah, now the international team we go with the international team. For the International Anti-Corruption Day Celebration 2024, now using innovation and technology to control corruption. And of course, today, the Sierra Leone Anti-Corruption Commission, they use this day for launch with 5th generation national anti-corruption strategy. And what's in that one they mean? The National Anti-Corruption Strategy now the roadmap where they show how the fight against corruption for go in the next 5 years. Every 5 years, we get a strategic plan, a national strategy for fight corruption. And this year, no less a person but another icon in Sierra Leone, Umaru Fofana, that actually chair the team of experts for do this national anti-corruption strategy. So today, na the Miata Conference Hall, His Excellency the President, retired Brigadier Julius Madabio of Sierra Leone, they launch this strategy and Ingo actually guide and guard the path in the fight against corruption going forward. And it is sync with this team using technology and innovation and technology to control corruption. Because of course the strategy now they look at this going forward, we don't realize say, and the people themselves they make the input, we don't realize say we go hold people, we put them in jail. We will grip people and we pull money in their hand. Of course, that one day we will do them all the time. But until we get very strong institutions, where the institutions are stronger than the individuals that man those institutions, we still go continue to get problems of sending people to jail. So, prevention now is the way that we are going to use. This strategy, they concentrate enormously, on using innovation and technology for prevent corruption. For instance, we are actually looking forward to having a cashless society where they do any major transaction now. Let there be trail. That one where you're posting a meet up in a corner, from your body to my body, you give person money. That one they not get trail. It's really difficult, except on a part company. Nine we can able normally get the truth. Otherwise, they get the truth, they will get lost funds. But outside trail day, for instance, you got to go through the banking system. You got to go through, any money transaction system. You realize, say, we're able to scale any transaction going forward, and we're able to easily bring them people in there. And one second thing in the day, you go find out even say people go be careful. Let me say you go NRA now. Any business for go talk to person. You go you go for passport. You don't get any business for go talk to person. Then just to show you, say, well, this is for do. Go na social portal, go send your money. When you send your money, they send you receipt. That the receipt you go take, you go social side, you go snap. Nobody not touch money. You will find out, say, the fight against corruption will be much easier, and the lives of the people of Sierra Leone will be better. So this strategy, this 5th generation strategy, which will be launched today by His Excellency the President at Miata Conference Hall, we program the start 9:30 this morning. In really for show the way how we go in the fight against corruption.
You think Salon get the technology in this 5th generation in the fight against corruption if we want to use them?
Well, we may not have all it takes, but then we get opportunities for actually get within it take. Technology, it is open to everybody, everywhere in the world. It depends on your willingness for use them and for go for them. Time there was in this country, we're not able for actually communicate, pass to write letter, go put on a post office. It take 3 months before you get in England. But now, real time, you can sit down and communicate with person like na talk when they talk. So you see, if we've got into this stage, we can get higher, we can go higher, and we can actually get to a position wherein we can do our transaction. Now, many banks, then they do electronic transaction. So it is a possibility. It is very possible. For instance, if you come to our workplace, if na person they take your name down, you go and say, because this is a party, you don't come after 8:30, la put at 8:25. But if you get for clock in using your fingerprint, definitely you cannot cheat it. That's technology. It comes with accountability. It comes with a lot of things. And you realize, say, now, indeed, on the platform of accountability, the Commission is doing so very well. Like with asset declaration now. Now we get 98% or more, declaration on assets. But concentrating on this day, today, we are launching the 5th generation of the National Anti-Corruption Strategy, and we are syncing it in tune with this particular message and this particular theme, using innovation and technology to control corruption. The control of corruption is by far better than actually going after people and putting them in jail, because we say for rich sign now, they say no, in fact we get a dashboard, they say what they happen on 98.1. All right, that money they don't pay for that jingle, it go to that account. Let's assume this place was a public office. Going forward, that's really what we want to do, and that's how we want the country to go. Until then, will not be there.
All right, plenty thank you for joining me inside the program this morning. In name na Kaifala Amara, in the coordinator of operations at the Anti-Corruption Commission, as we may look into the International Day of Anti-Corruption Commission, Anti-Corruption Day. And members say today they will launch the strategy na Miata Conference Center, and we want to inform the general public, say on the 13th of December, Radio Democracy they host dinner and awards night, and Kaifala, I hope so una get for there around, because
if I left for the city 13th of December, say this Friday where they come.
Okay, this Friday
this Friday where they come.
Yeah, so Kaifala would look for you.
All right.
In person.
In person.
Yes.
And you look for the commission.
Yeah.
You will give it table.
Yes,
right,
obviously.
All right.
All right.